I really appreciate it coming out of your home facilities and in comfort on a weekend to come here and converse and know each other and discuss important things and important things that happen. And before I start, I just want to know the composition of this group. How many Palestinian from outside of Israel are here? Please raise your hands.
From the West Bank?
Yep. Right. Okay. How many Palestinians living in Israel are here? And how many Israeli Jews are here? All right. Good.
They're also in the middle with East Jerusalemites.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
yeah. They belong to everyone.
They belong
So,
to
I just want to tell you that these kind of meetings, encounters, are very rare these days. It's a pity. But not many organizations and groups are blessed as you are to really meet each other personally. And this is crucial. Crucial. With all due respect to Zoom and other systems, meeting each other personally, not just listen, but all the facial expressions, body gestures, hug here, shake of hand there, are so important for intercultural and interfaith communication. And as always said, this is one of my areas of expertise. I write about those topics, I research them, I teach them, and I did a lot of projects of intercultural communication around the world in difficult places. Africa, Cyprus, Spain, and other places, inner cities in the United States, and here as well. But my heart was always here because I'm Israeli. I was born and raised here, and my heart belonged to this country, this wretched, scarred country, and I felt that I need to go back in order to contribute something from my areas of expertise and knowledge. Something. I don't have any illusions of changing the situations all on my own. This is why collaborations and cooperations are very important for people who believe that nobody's going away here, and we need to live side by side with dignity and equality and justice for all. And justice for all. This is from the American Constitution.
Yes.
So, Uri asked me if I can relate the things I'm going to tell you, or the things that I'm going to present, to the events of May, 3 weeks of last May. And I will do that. I've changed. I've gravitated from a certain emphasis and nuances that I wanted to put to the 3 weeks of May. And I have to tell you, I have to confess that as a peace activist, a social justice activist, what was the most disturbing thing, or the saddest thing that happened, that I felt in May, was the rapidity, the quickness of how things started to break down. We all know that there are differences, there are problems, there are issues that needs to be tended, but the speed that everything began to come apart at the seams was the most troubling to me. And it just showed us that we still have a lot of work to do. But we got to do it. So, in the next couple of hours or more, I will talk to you about the sequence of topics. These topics are all well ingrained and very thoroughly researched in many traditions. And I've been dealing with conflict management, conflict resolution, the diagnosis of conflict for many years. And used many conflicts in the world as case studies. But things are changing. And because reality is changing around us, theories and models change as well. They reflect the transformation of society around us. We cannot really hang on to our old paradigms and conflicts and models because we think that they're accurate. If we do that, we are not good scientists. We need to adjust ourselves all the time to changing circumstances, and what I'm going to show you now is really the forefront, the cutting edge of the adjustments of the theories of conflict and violence and de-escalation. Basically what you see here, these are all the components of everybody experiencing May. This is how I adjust myself to the point of reference, to the May disturbances. Some people call it May uprising. Absolutely not. This is a totally different term. Okay? It's disturbances. You may sometimes call it riots. But this is what I'm going to describe in the middle of it. These are theories and models that will serve the May events. The May events are at the center of our meeting. And we're going to have 3 discussions in between, whereby you will be divided into 3 groups, and you will discuss the topics that I will mention. And I guess you'll have a lot to say. But try to say what you're thinking about with regard to the theoretical lines or contours that I will describe. Because we don't want just a free discussion, which is nice, but not in this framework, maybe later. Try to not lose your association with the theoretical things that I'm going to present here. And I want to start with this model of the conflict life cycle. And this is, if anybody is interested or studied conflict resolution or about to study, this is from Ramsbottom, Mile, and Woodhouse, a very famous book from 2015, Conflict Resolution, that's the name of the book. They're all British, and this is one of the most innovative research about conflict analysis and conflict resolution. And they maintain very early in their book that every conflict has this trajectory, this life cycle. Every conflict. That is conflict at your home, conflict in the workplace, conflict within countries, conflict between countries, any kind of conflict. This trajectory. And as you see, conflict starts with difference. A mere difference, variety between people. But that's not enough, because we are different. And this would have been the major cause of conflict. We would have been in conflict constantly. Everyone, right? That's not enough. On this difference, we need to build, or we need to accumulate contradiction. Contradiction. Not only different, but what I'm saying is on the expense of what you're saying. So this is the beginning of a potential collision, not only difference. We can be different without colliding. And then if we work on the contradiction more and more, we get to polarization. We deliberately go to the poles of the spectrum of opinions in order to make a point. We might not believe in the polar stand, but because of the confrontation, we would like to demonstrate to the other our stance in the most extreme and direct way. The other side is doing exactly the same. So we have now polarization. Polarization is also very emotional. We are stuck in our stance. And the other side is started to be an obstacle. Something on the way for us to vindicate or to prove ourselves. And therefore, in order to remove the other from our way to the truth, justice, equality, whatever we believe in, many a times, depending on the issue, we turn to violence. We turn to violence. I'm starting to recognize the path, right? And violence leads to war, if it's an all-out violence. And then we started going down the hill when we realized that the destruction overtakes and eclipse the construct